Coming up on today's episode of Airborne, the Robinson R44 is approved for Cool City Avionics autopilots. Reno Air Race results are questioned by some fans and pilots. And Sierra Industries plans upgrades for Cessna CJ1 and CJ1 Plus business jets. Welcome to Airborne on Aero-TV. I'm Ashley Hale. The FAA has granted an STC to Cool City Avionics for the installation of its family of 6 autopilots in Robinson R44 helicopters. The approved autopilots include the HAP-150 2-axis autopilot, the HAP-150 3-axis autopilot, the HFC-100 2-axis autopilot with stability control and augmentation systems known as SCAS, the HFC-150 3-axis autopilot with SCAS, and the HFC-150-LE and HAP-150-LE that add an orbit mode specifically designed for law enforcement and electronic news-gathering helicopters. According to Cool City Avionics, these new products are the first professional-grade certified autopilots that are affordable for installation in small to medium-sized helicopters, and they're being offered at introductory prices. Cool City Avionics has been developing and flight testing its family of lightweight, full-function, digital automatic flight guidance control systems, stability augmentation systems, and force trim systems since 2004. Last Sunday concluded what was one of the most competitive Reno National Championship air races in recent history. However, there were some questions raised about the disqualification of one of the racers. Unofficial race results had Thom Richard finishing in 3rd place and the P-51 racer Precious Metal. But on Richard's second lap, the contest committee judge responsible for judging the East Showline ruled that Richard had crossed the showline. This is a violation of FAA rules and, according to official race results in disqualification. The contest committee judges are positioned on the showline and have a clear view of the aircraft position and flight path relative to the showline, and race rules do not allow an appeal to the ruling. Cockpit-mounted cameras are not used to verify a ruling, but in this case, the contest committee did review the aerial cockpit video from Precious Metal and determined that it clearly showed the flight path on lap 2 to be east of all the other laps flown. After the break, the Cessna 525 Citation Jet series gets performance upgrades. Stay tuned.
ADS-B will be mandatory for most aircraft by 2020 in the United States, but you can benefit from ADS-B today with the Bendix King KT-74 Mode S transponder. The KT-74 meets the global mandates for ADS-B out when attached to a suitable WAAS GPS. Finally, the extraordinary story of the world-changing X-Prize space competition is being told and illustrated with hundreds of insider photos in Jim Campbell's colorful new book, Beyond the Blue. Journey with Jim as he flies formation with spaceships, plays in zero gravity, prepares rocket racers, and documents the amazing first decade of the personal space race. Available this summer. Get your advance order in now by checking out www.kindredspirit.com.
Welcome back. If you'd like to suggest a story for Airborne, Aero-TV, our website, or our podcast, drop an email to news-spy@aero-news.net. Sierra Industries has announced a new program of performance upgrades to the Cessna 525 Citation Jet series. The new project, known as the Sapphire program, is designed to be a comprehensive package of modifications that will enhance performance, reliability, and comfort for legacy CJ aircraft. The Sapphire program targets all 525 series Cessna business jets, including all Citation Jets, CJ1, and CJ1 Plus models. Major aspects of the 525 series upgrades include replacement of the original factory engines with new state-of-the-art power plants, a variety of airframe and interior upgrades, and an updated avionics suite with enhanced situational awareness and several optional upgrades. The engine retrofit will include dual-channel FADEC engine management, along with redesigned engine pylons and nacelles. A number of other enhancements are also planned for the Sapphire package, and Sierra Industries says performance will be maximized and improved in all areas. It's Friday at last and time for our weekly barnstorming commentary. It's going to take a lot of money to get aircraft ready for next-gen technology. That's why this week, Jim is passing the microphone to AEA's Paula Dirks to talk about the NextGen GA Fund and how it will make the transition to next-gen possible. That is, if the FAA gets off the dime and does something smart. Here's this week's barnstorming.
The NextGen GA Fund. All set, ready to go, sitting at the starting wire. Everything's, everybody's just digging in and ready to go, but for some reason, it hasn't happened yet. Can you address what's going on and why this industry needs this right now?
I can definitely address why the industry needs it right now. I can't fully answer the question as to why the FAA is dragging its feet on issuing the loan guarantees so this NextGen GA Fund financing program can take place. Industry's ready. As your readers have seen from all the recent announcements by several manufacturers, there's great low-cost, easy-to-equip ADS-B equipment out there now. The repair stations are geared up and ready to start the installations. I think the most startling figures I can say is this. There's about 1,300 workdays left between now and January 1, 2020, and there's still approximately 140,000 GA aircraft yet to equip for ADS-B. And as you said, the FAA keeps saying over and over again, they are not going to extend the mandate. It will stick. We had the FAA Avionics Maintenance Branch here this morning echoing the exact same thing. They will not extend the mandate. It was very welcoming to see the Avionics Maintenance Branch here this morning teaching the repair stations compliance and testing issues when they start seeing a lot of this influx of ADS-B equipage coming in from their customers. They are here, they're educating, they're talking to our members, they're encouraging them to call with questions. The holdup is the actual signing off of loan guarantees to get this fund going.
What does the FAA gain in holding back?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a legal issue. The FAA is our regulatory body, and they haven't gotten into the loan business. Quite frankly, they're really not going to get into the loan business. This is handled by a private firm. It's all privately funded. The loans are not funded by government money. It's privately issued. We have banks lined up ready to make these loans. We have great interest. When we were at AirVenture a couple of months ago, we had hundreds of GA pilots coming into our booth, since we're a partner with the NextGen GA Fund, asking when's it available. We want it. We took a waiting list to let them know when the funds become available, and here we sat 2.5 months later, and it's still not available. There is a meeting the end of October in Washington at FAA headquarters for us to once again go and talk to them about the need and the demand for this fund.
Eclipse Jet is bringing several upgrades to the market to improve operations, lower operating costs, and increase safety and efficiency. Among the upgrades are improved software for the Pitot AOA and Pitot static system. This much-anticipated upgrade will be available at the Chicago and Albuquerque service centers beginning the week of September 15th, and at all Eclipse authorized service centers beginning the week of September 22nd. Improved FADEC software is also being made available. Eclipse is also announcing the arrival of IFMS 2.08. This upgrade provides a host of new features, including improved flight management approach functionality, improved GPS interface, improved OBS, and improved flight planning for published procedures. Several other enhancements and improvements are included in the IFMS 2.08 upgrade, and some maintenance service schedules have been revised. Check with Eclipse for the details. After these messages, find out what the FAA has to say about mounting cameras like GoPros on your aircraft. You're watching Airborne.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulations.com.
Welcome back. Lights, camera, and in-flight action. Well, the FAA says it's A-OK. The FAA said in a memo dated last March that cameras like GoPros or in-flights can be mounted externally on airplanes as a minor alteration that does not require mountains of paperwork or specific FAA approval. However, common sense dictates that the camera should be firmly mounted and placed in such a way that if it departs, it would not cause damage to some other aircraft structure. This finding also does not release the pilot from a charge of careless operation if the camera were to fall off and cause damage or personal injury to objects or persons on the ground. The NTSB has released preliminary aviation accident statistics showing an overall decline in the number of U.S. registered civil aviation accidents. The number of civil aviation accidents fell from 1,539 in 2012 to 1,297 in 2013. The report also had good news for the GA segment of the industry, where there has been a decrease in all categories. The total number of general aviation accidents decreased by 249 in 2013, bringing the number to 1,222. The number of fatal accidents, fatalities, and the accident rate per 100,000 flight hours also declined from the previous year. However, on-demand FAR Part 135 commercial operations, which include charter, air taxi, air tour, and air medical flights, commonly in general aviation aircraft, showed increases in all categories for 2013. The number of total accidents, fatal accidents, and fatalities all increased. Well, that's our program for September 19th. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Please remember Airborne is streamed 3 times a week and is always online. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoon for a new edition. And be advised, there are some huge upgrades and changes coming soon to Airborne. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.